Hello everyone, welcome back to another AC 130 sports video. Today's episode I want to talk about the Pittsburgh Penguins. So I was actually at the Pens game last night. They played the Colorado Avalanche. They are the best team in the league, not even just the West, but the entire NHL. I think they already have north of 100 points. The Pens lost 6-4. It was a good game. We got outplayed for most of it, I felt, even though we outshot the Colorado Avalanche. They had more grade A scoring chances. Looked a lot faster. Looks like they had a lot more skilled players than we did, and that's something crazy to even say or think about when you got guys like Letang, Malkin, Crosby, Gensel, in your lineup. But Colorado Avalanche, I mean, if the Pens ended up somehow meeting them in the Stanley Cup Finals, I think 4 or 5 games, Pens probably get bounced. Not a great matchup for them. But as I was walking out of the stadium last night, something struck me. It was really the first Pens game that I've ever been to where I could say that there was another player on the ice better than Sidney Crosby. I've seen, them play the Oilers on TV. McDavid and Crosby usually go back and forth. I know McDavid's, the best player in the world right now, but, you still always love your hometown guy. You love Sid. But last night, seeing it in person, man, Nathan MacKinnon is just so much better than Sidney Crosby at this point in his career. It reminded me of Sid back in the day, just so much faster than everyone, so much more skilled. I mean, MacKinnon last night, he scored a ridiculous goal where he just pretty much stopped and stick-handled, deked a couple guys out and, flipped a wrister on net in a, top left corner. A beautiful goal, but, man, he was just galloping into their zone last night. He was so much faster than everyone, so much more skilled. It was so obvious that he was the best player on the ice, so definitely a passing of the torch moment. I know MacKinnon and Crosby are from the same hometown in Canada, really good friends. But yeah, at this point in both their careers, MacKinnon is definitely the best of the two in terms of playing hockey. But it was really interesting to see the Pens square up against the top team in the league. They actually looked pretty good when they played in Colorado. But, just going to be a tough matchup. Getting Zucker back would be huge for the playoffs. I'm not really expecting much of a playoff push from the Pens this year. I think 16 and 17 are well behind us. But it would be nice to win a playoff series. Looks like it's going to be the New York Rangers, who we've struggled with as well this year. I was at the game a couple of weeks ago when the Rangers beat us 3-2 at PPG. They severely outplayed us as well, severely outshot us. Pens just didn't look like they had it that night. So they play tomorrow night, 4-7, so that'll be interesting. It's almost really a must-win for the Pens. They've dropped 2 in a row. You're playing a team for the 4th time this year. You're 1-2 against them. You're going to play them in the playoffs. It's in Madison Square Garden. Really got to come out there with 2 points, or at least 1. The Rangers are a really good team. Getting Zucker back in the lineup, I heard he's going to travel with the Pens to New York. Getting him on that second line with Malkin and Raquel, I think, would be huge. Jeff Carter was on the second line last night. He kind of looked lost. You got to get Russ back on that top pairing. Russ, Crosby, Gensel. But, I'd say enjoy it while it lasts as a Penguins fan, because I think, for the next 3 to 4 years, they'll probably go to the playoffs. They'll give you some good regular season games, a lot of points in the standings, but they're just not built like they were in 16 and 17 to make deep runs. I think Sullivan's a great coach. He gets the most out of his players. This roster this year is not even close to those cup teams. But still exciting to watch. You always root for the Pens. You hope they can beat the Rangers and beat whoever they play in the second round, and maybe just get hot late. Get hot in April and. Just like 16. They got hot in April, just carried it into the playoffs. I mean, definitely is possible, but I will say one thing. If they play the Colorado Avalanche in the Stanley Cup Finals, you will not be, Crosby will not be raising the cup. It will be Landeskog, who's actually out right now. That was another crazy thing. Landeskog and Kadri didn't even play last night, and they still just absolutely waxed the Penguins. So 2 of the better players are going to be getting back, but Nathan MacKinnon, just what a talent. Him and Cale Makar, he was flying up and down the ice last night, tape-to-tape passes. They just have so much young skill. Rantanen, the backup goalie, Kemper last night, unbelievable. Made some incredible saves. So just a really, really well put together hockey team. They got to be the pick right now to win the whole thing. I know the Avalanche has had some issues in the past, kind of faltering a little bit in the playoffs. We'll see if they can put that behind them. But yeah, definitely McKinnon greater than Crosby at this point in their career. Cool that they're both buddies. Cool that they're both from the same hometown. But as a Penguins fan, man, you got to start coming to the realization that Crosby's probably in the 5 to 10 best players in hockey at this point in his career. Amazing career. We love Sid to death. We'll go down as one of the all-time greats. But, at 33, 34 years old, there's just guys that are much faster, more dangles, just better overall hockey players. But, we'll see what the Pens can do in the playoffs. We'll always be cheering for you. We need Zucker back ASAP, and we'll see what we can do. But go Pens, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks, everyone.